March 21st is the official World Down Syndrome Day in 191 countries, including here in the United States. You may remember some of the Dare to Play stories we featured over the last couple of years, hosted by the Global Down Syndrome Foundation. And their primary objective is to significantly improve the lives of people with Down syndrome through research and medical care.
With that, the foundation supports the first academic research home for Down syndrome, the Linda Cernick Institute for Down Syndrome. And here with us today to share more about their research and advocacy is the Director of Education for the Linda Cernick Institute for Down Syndrome, Patty McVeigh. Thanks so much for joining us.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, first tell us a little bit more about what Down syndrome is and World Down Syndrome Day.
Well, the significance of World Down Syndrome Day really is a play on words. 321 equates to children with Down syndrome or adults with Down syndrome have 3 copies of the 21st chromosome. Well, we just have 2 copies throughout our chromosomes.
And then give us a little bit more details on how many people have Down syndrome.
Well, here in Colorado, there's an estimated 6,000 people who have Down syndrome. In the United States, there's an estimated probably more than 400,000, and in the world, about 6 million.
Those are some big numbers.
They really are.
And the organization is doing so much. So talk a little bit about the Linda Cernick Institute and your connection with the Global Down Syndrome Foundation.
Well, a year ago, I was here in Denver speaking with educators and families about Down syndrome and how we can improve their lives in schools. And then I was recruited to come and be a part of the Linda Cernick Institute and the C Center. And it's pretty unique in that we are the only place in the United States that has an educational component. So as families come into the C Center for Down syndrome at Children's Hospital, they get to see our wonderful team, a pediatrician, Dr. Fran Hickey, our nurse practitioner, Dee, and then our PT, Pat Winders. And so every family comes in and they also get to see myself, and we talk about schools, and then we're also going into schools and working with families and school teams around the state.
Providing valuable resources.
Absolutely. Now, we featured a lot of the Dare to Play programs here on Channel 8 over the last several years, so we're going to show some of that video right now. And while we're watching that, what advice do you have for parents who have children with Down syndrome?
Well, I think one of the first things is to realize that here in Denver, with Global Down Syndrome Foundation and the C Center and the Cernick Institute, we really are the epicenter for Down syndrome. There is so much happening here and so many supports. And so as they reach out to those organizations, to Mile High Down syndrome, there's a network for families. And we're here to help, and we're going to make a difference and work with them.
There are some really neat programs. It's been a joy for us to feature some of these Dare to programs and meet the kids. I know Emily's been shooting them and meeting so many of them who have fallen in love with you too. But such a great program. Patty, talk about some of the events that are coming up that parents and students can participate in. Well,
we have the Dare to Play soccer, the cheer camps. We also will be having auditions for the Be Beautiful, Be Yourself fashion show. We also just did an essay contest as a part of World Down Syndrome Day. And so we had middle school and high school students across the state who wrote essays, both with disabilities, with Down syndrome and without Down syndrome. And they all came, shared their essays. And so it was a great day of enabling people to see the abilities and value of people with Down syndrome and what they bring to our society and our community.
Earlier you said you were recruited to be a part of the organization. I'm sure they didn't have to twist your arm too hard.
No, they did not. They did not.
You must get a lot of joy and reward from being a part of it all.
I'm very excited to be a part of it.
Well, we're glad you could join us today to give us some information. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much.
Well, for more information on Down syndrome, check out these websites, the Global Down Syndrome Foundation at globaldownsyndrome.org, or learn more about the Linda Cernick Institute at ucdenver.edu, or for overall information on World Down Syndrome Day, visit worlddownsyndromeday.org.